the headlines on Sky News with Gemma Morris.
Pictures have emerged appearing to show a convoy of at least 30 Syrian tanks on carriers heading towards the southern city of Deraa. These images, which we can't independently verify, were said to have been taken on the Damascus highway. At least 35 people have been killed in the area in the last 2 days as the regime cracks down on pro-democracy protests. The UN has condemned the violence. The US has called it abhorrent and says they have evidence Iran is helping Syria.
Instead of listening to their own people, President Assad is disingenuously blaming outsiders, while at the same time seeking Iranian assistance in repressing Syria's citizens through the same brutal tactics that have been used by the Iranian regime.
A team of 3 investigators from the UN is in Libya to look into allegations of human rights abuses on both sides of the conflict. The government says it will cooperate. Meanwhile, Colonel Gaddafi's forces are continuing to shell the Libyan city of Misratah, preventing ships from docking at the port, cutting off the only access point for aid and supplies. 61 Libyan tribes have now also called for an end to Gaddafi's rule. The theft of customers' personal details from Sony has become one of the world's largest internet security break-ins. More than 70 million people use its PlayStation network, which was targeted a week ago. The company says it's working around the clock to restore services. Tim Ingham is from the gaming website computerandvideogames.com.
At the first sign of the hack, really, Sony shut down its entire PlayStation network. And I mean, this is an online service, you said in your report earlier, that has estimated anywhere between 70 and 80 million people signed up to it. So that's a lot of money that the Sony Corporation has declined to take through transactions in the name of security. And I think that's quite commendable.
A woman who stabbed her 3 young children to death at their home in Edinburgh has been sentenced to 16 years in jail. Teresa Righi admitted killing her 8-year-old twins Austin and Luke and her 5-year-old daughter Cecilia on grounds of diminished responsibility, having been diagnosed with personality disorders. The 47-year-old was fighting for custody of her children when she carried out the murders. Police investigating parcel bombs sent to Celtic manager Neil Lennon and 2 high-profile supporters have intercepted another suspect package, this time in Belfast. Police believe it didn't originally come from Northern Ireland but entered the postal system at the same time as the other devices. Reports suggest William and Kate will attend a private wedding rehearsal at Westminster Abbey today. This morning, military personnel involved in Friday's events were up at the crack of dawn for their own run-through. And at RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire, they've been practising for a fly-past over Buckingham Palace on the day of the wedding.